Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Happy 4th of July. We're about to make some hamburgers later as the sun goes down. So I am back at home, thank goodness. Back from being at my mother's. She's still in the hospital. It's going on the third week. Wednesday will be 3 weeks ago that she had that surgery that was done. And we're waiting on some test results right now. So a little bit of update on my mom. Um, as you guys probably remember, that my mother lost her husband back in December of 22, so that's roughly 6 months ago. And as she's been in the hospital, she's been telling me that he is at her side. She will say, David was just here. And also, she told me that when everybody leaves and she's there by herself, he comes and lays down beside her and gives her comfort. And this gives me a lot of comfort too. And of course, everyone in my family, like my sisters and all, they just think she's hallucinating. But I really do believe that he's there visiting her. Uh, my father had come to me in a dream back in April. And in my dream, I was driving in a car with him. And in the car, we were driving, and I was feeling so sleepy. And I was just telling him, I feel so sleepy. I'm so tired. And he said, come here. And he put his arm out, and I leaned my head on his shoulder, and he kind of held me up, and he's driving with one hand. And he's telling me that I feel like we're driving towards my mother's house. Like when I'm right now, I'm getting on 59 North and driving towards my mom. So I feel like we were driving towards her house. And he told me, he said, I will be coming back twice. And then I fell asleep. That's all I know. He just told me I'm going to be coming back twice. And when I had that dream, I told all my family members here, and I was like, oh, that sounds like, he's coming here to help somebody cross over. That's what I got from that. And a few days afterwards, I got word that my sister-in-law had died tragically in a car accident. I know I told you guys about that, so that was number one. And I do believe that my father let me know that he's going to be there for the people that we love. Even though he may not have been close to my sister-in-law, but this would give great comfort to my brother and their family, knowing that my father was there to greet her and take care of her. And I'm sure her parents were too. But this was to give us comfort on this side. You see how that works? And now here we are with my mom in the hospital. So I'm thinking, I'm not sure if my mother's going to really be able to get out of the hospital and make it. So it's 3 weeks now, and she's not doing well at all, you guys. I've been back and forth twice. I'll stay there for 4 or 5 days, then I come back home, and my sister, we're kind of tag teaming each other and overlapping a couple of days to be with each other. We were able to get, thank goodness, power of attorney. We were really worried about being able to do that, but my mother is so weak as a kitten, and I think she understands that, she needed to do that. Or maybe she didn't understand anything, but she signed it no matter what. And we had witnesses and notary, so everything's okay with that. My sister's in charge, so she's a good person to be in charge because she's very level-headed, and she's been through this a lot herself with her. She had a husband that was in the hospital for a long time, and he had to go to hospice and all that. So she's dealt with that. That's actually the sister that is grandmother to baby Lane, and she was in the hospital with baby Lane for 3 months. So she's very familiar with hospital settings. She knows what kind of questions to ask and what to do, and she's very good at that. So her having power of attorney is perfect. So we're happy about that. Anyway, to get back to my mother having visitations from her deceased husband. So I asked, because my father's always with me during meditation. My father's, he's always here at my side. So I asked my dad, because my dad had told me, let me know that he'll be there for mom. And of course, I'm saying, okay, so which is it going to be? Who's going to greet my mother, her husband or her ex-husband. And they join hands, they hold hands, and they said that they're together, that they'll be together. But her husband that passed, David, he is going to be first. So they both are there supporting my mother and giving her love, but he will be first in line to greet her, as he is already giving her the support and love that she needs right now too. So she might not want it from my father because they got a divorce, but he's still there beside her, giving her love and supporting her behind her husband. So they're together in this. So yesterday I did come home from the hospital. So they're about almost 4 hours away. So my husband came with another relative from this area, so he was able to come home with me and drive me home, thank goodness, because I have not slept, y'all. I had not slept at all. I slept 10 hours last night, and this is a girl that maybe sleeps 5 or 6 hours a night. 5 hours is good for me. I slept for 10 hours. I woke up and my back was hurting. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been in the bed too long. I can only imagine what my mother's back feels like being in the bed for 3 darn weeks. But last night, I got a text from my family. We're all on a group text. My mother got moved to ICU last night. When I stopped by the hospital yesterday before I left, she was completely out of it. I mean, completely. She has not been eating. I can barely get her to eat anything. I've been with her all day long for the last 4 or 5 days, just from the morning to the evening, and they just bring a tray. She said she was in a regular room. They bring a tray. You eat, you don't eat, you don't eat. So we were trying to feed her. Who's ever there has got to feed her, and she will not eat anything. She says no, no, no. So it's I know that the first system to shut down is a digestive system. So I'm starting to get worried about her, thinking that maybe this is her time. I did feed her, when was it? I fed her on Sunday night. The only thing that she would eat was peach cobbler. That was it. I mean, she's like a kid. She can't feed herself. She cannot hold a fork. She cannot go to the restroom on her own. She does, have a brief on and everything. And she's just dependent on anybody that could help her. And I'll feed her like a bite of her entree, and she'll just spit it right out. Some beef, she spit it out. Noodles, spit it out. But she liked the peaches, so she ate all the peaches. So I brought a can of peaches with me yesterday. I've been bringing her, she likes a certain kind of coffee, a certain way. So I make her coffee at home and bring it to her, but she's only sipped it just a little bit. She wanted like a biscuit, a buttered biscuit. She would ask me for that. She never opens her eyes, you guys. Her eyes are closed all the time. She does talk crazy talk, but also she does say certain things like, I wish I had a buttered biscuit. I'd like a biscuit. So every day I've been making biscuits for her, putting butter on it, bringing it over. But she'll only eat like one little bite of half a biscuit, 2 little bites. That's it. I brought her banana bread. She had a couple of bites of that. So I'm trying to just find anything that she'll eat. But it's been, I tell her, Mom, do you want to get well? They're giving her Ensure, And the thing is, when somebody will come in there and they'll say, you didn't eat anything, you should drink your Ensure, at least drink it. And we're trying to make her drink it, and she won't, And she'll say, I already had 3 of those Ensures today. And I'm like, no, she has not. I mean, in her mind, she really thinks she did. I said maybe 3 sips of an Ensure. She did not have 3 Ensures. So it's been a really big challenge to make her eat. So they told us that they would give her an appetite stimulant, and I believe they told us that on Thursday. Friday, nothing. Saturday, nothing. Sunday, nothing. Finally, today they gave her an appetite. Sunday. Monday? I'm so lost, y'all. They finally did give her an appetite stimulant, and my sister went up there yesterday, and she She ate some of a pizza that my sister brought her. She ate a square of a pizza, and then they took her to ICU. So now every time a doctor or nurse came in the room and my mom is asleep, and they're saying, and I'm telling them, this is not normal. You know, she has no energy. She cannot move. She cannot function. She cannot do anything. Something's wrong, you know. And they're just saying, she's just exhausted. She's just so tired, you know. And I'm like, this is beyond exhaustion. The first day that they moved her to a regular room, she was a little bit more clear minded, you know, and they were all saying that she needed to get out of ICU because of it's ICU delirium, and that's why she's been acting crazy and all that. But that's really a thing. Well, she still had that delirium. She got a little bit clearer minded, a little bit, but then she stopped eating and everything went downhill. She may have had maybe 24 hours where we actually had some clear conversations with her, and she asked to call her sister. So I put my cell phone on speaker, and she was able to talk to her sister. The little sisters talking. One's 81, one's 87, and she had a good conversation with her, although it was a little bit delayed in response, and she never opened her eyes. Still her eyes were closed the whole time. But at least she knew who she was talking to and what, she was answering questions and all that. So that was good. And then from that time, she just went downhill. So the dietitian had came in yesterday before I left, and she was looking at her collarbones. They weigh them in the bed. And I tell her, how do you get an accurate weight in a bed? Those beds have the weight. But if you haven't cleared it with everything that's on her bed and all that, sometimes they have that heart monitor on her with the pack. It's heavy. They're telling me she weighs 150 pounds, 149.5 pounds. And I'm like, they ain't no way she weighs 150 pounds. I guarantee you. I'm holding her up. I'm taking care of her and everything. She maybe weighs 125 pounds, maybe. Anyway, it's wrong, but they're really seeing how much weight she's lost. And she had lost over the weekend, she lost like 3 pounds over the weekend according to them, but she probably lost even more than that. She's not eating. So they were looking at her collarbone here to see how much it was sticking out, and it was sticking out quite a bit. And she was saying, does it usually stick out this much? And I'm like, no, she's losing weight. So that was another thing that I think that motivated them. She had a feeding tube before, and I think if y'all remember, I told you that was a horrible experience for her. They would have to literally tie her back down again to put a feeding tube in her, and that would not be good. And we don't want that for our mother. I told them no. I said, do not force feed her. No. So they've started an IV, a nutritional IV. So maybe I don't know what they're giving her, but I'm sure they know what to do. Some sugar water, something. So they're giving her that. And like I said, her blood pressure was super, super low when they moved her into ICU. So low that it was scary. I mean, scary, scary low. And it's come up now. So thank goodness it's coming up. But also she's not opening her eyes. She can barely speak back to them or answer any questions that they have. She can't take a deep breath. That little machine that they tell you to suck in to exercise your lungs while, you're a cardiac care patient. There was nobody forcing her to do that. She had pneumonia too. Nobody's telling her to do that. Nobody's making her do that. They put the machine over there. She can't even feed herself. She can't, all she can do is sleep. And they're like, she needs to do this 10 times a day. 10 times an hour. I'm like, really? She is sound asleep. Do you think that's going to happen? I mean, do you really think it's going to happen? She could barely suck in that thing, y'all. She could barely make it move. She is only using a very small amount of her lungs. So it's just really, really scary. And something is really, really wrong. So they're doing ultrasound on her lungs. They're doing an ultrasound on her kidneys, and we're just waiting for the results for that today. Um, but she did say yesterday that she felt short of breath, and I brought the nurse in there, and the nurse said, well, she needs to do her breathing exercises when she felt, really short of breath. It's just scary, scary. Also, one of the reasons they moved her today to ICU is because they found one of her pills in her bedding. So the nurse or tech, I don't know if she's an LVN or she's just a tech, they come around and they dispense the pills. They're not a nurse. I know that. They're not a NA. Um, but like I said, my mother isn't able to do anything for herself. You have to actually make sure the pills are in her mouth and then give her the straw so she can swallow them. And she will do that. And I guess they fumbled that too, and they found, I don't know what pill it was. Must have been an important one, really important, because she's getting cough medicine and things like that. But this probably was for the heart. It might have been her blood pressure medication or something. So they decided she needed closer observation and care, so they moved her over there. Anyway, I will be going back to my mother's house within the next couple of days. Not sure when, but probably by Wednesday or Thursday, I'll be back up to my mother. So I haven't been able to do much work. I told y'all on the last reading that I would be happy to do readings when I would get home from my mother's. I did do one reading while I was at my mother's, and I can tell y'all that it was very uncomfortable. I was very exhausted. I found it very challenging to do the reading. So while I'm at my mother's, I will not be doing readings. Now, sending healing and doing chakra balancing is a little bit different. It's through meditation and working with crystals and all that. I feel like I could do that, but I won't do any more readings because I have to pull out the cards, do the readings, connect with spirit, and my mind is somewhere else. My mind is with my mother and all that, and it's really hard to concentrate on somebody else and the questions they're asking me, and I don't feel like it's fair to you guys to do a reading while I'm going through this with my mother. But sending healing is a different thing. That is, that works with your heart chakra, and you can send love and healing no matter what's going on in your life. I feel like that would be fine. So if you need a chakra balancing, if you need some healing, I would love to help you out with that. So let me know if you would like to be included in a healing session. I'm still doing those, and I love to do them. Y'all are probably saying, well, you need to heal your mom. I have to say about my mother, what's going on with her is there's certain things in our life that we are going to go through no matter what, and I get y'all understand that. And that doesn't mean that I don't want her to heal or I'm not sending her healing. I'm doing healing. She is, she has done better. She's gone through so much, but sometimes we're not allowed to interfere with another person and what they're going through and what is going to happen to them. So just, but other times healing is very, very helpful. So you guys, I just want you to know that. So please, if you need a healing, I would be happy to do that for you. Send me your request through email, because I'm not going to go through all the YouTube, comments and stuff to see if you need a healing. But I will look at my email because I get a lot of comments, and sometimes I might not see it and I don't want to miss it. So if you email me, I'll for sure be able to see it. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I still need to work, and I want to make a little offer to you guys because I have a lot of this and I haven't talked about it. So y'all know I sell the pendulums. I sell the rose quartz pendulum. I have clear quartz pendulums. You can use it for yes or no. You can use it for so many different things. So anyway, I do have a lot of those on hand, ready to go. I haven't talked about them in a while, but this would be something that I can do. I can easily send those to y'all if you'd like to have them. Put it that way. So all the all the rose quartz. I have unakite, rose quartz, clear crystal. All of these will be charged already when you receive them. So I charge them in the moonlight, and that's one of the ways that you can keep your energy charged. And your crystals also, just set them out in the moonlight at night, and they'll recharge. So if you ever need to do that, that's the way you do it. Okay, so they'll already be charged up when you receive it. So I want to show you what I have. So I have the rose quartz, and I use rose quartz for my pendulum for yes, no, for a lot of the work that I do. Rose quartz is associated with the heart chakra. It's very calming, very nurturing stone. It helps support matters of the heart, encouraging peace and calm. Also helps deepen relationships. It removes negativity. So this is good to use after, maybe you have a little argument or something. This can be very, very helpful. Also, you can put it under your pillow at night and have a more peaceful night's sleep. Okay? And I have this in the pendulum. I hope you guys can see it. Maybe that's not good. Maybe I put it on a paper. Let's see. I have some paper here. That's what it looks like. And I also have it in a little heart. So this is nice. So if you'd like to get one of these are $24, including with the shipping, $24. If you'd like one, let me know. I also have it in clear quartz. Clear quartz is good at amplifying. So it's considered to be a master healer. So whatever you're doing, whatever your intention is, you can use this to amplify everything. It's very, very good. It'll amplify anything at all. And I always keep the clear quartz nearby when I'm doing meditation and doing healing and everything, because it amplifies it. It's a very good source for that. It also brings about mental clarity, and it can enhance psychic abilities too. So that's a very good crystal to have on hand. So if you'd like to get that, there's all the same, $24, and that's including shipping. If you'd like to have one, just send me an email and tell me that you would like to have. I used to have the amethyst. I am completely sold out of the amethyst right now, but I do have quite a few of the rose quartz and the clear quartz. I also have this one. It's really nice little one. This is a unakite. So I hope you can see it. It's getting kind of dark in here. Maybe I can turn on this light for a second. Can you see it? I don't even know if that helped. All right. So it's a little unakite heart. And again, this is associated with the heart chakra. So, green is always part of the heart chakra system. This can help you stay grounded and be grounded. Also helps you be emotionally and spiritually balanced. It can aid in recovery from illness, and I will be bringing one of these up to my mother also. I can't leave it with her because I'm pretty sure it would disappear. I don't know where it would go because I've brought all kinds of things up there, and things have just disappeared. But it promotes insight, understanding, and that helps you to be able to release, old patterns, negativity that no longer serve you. So it's really it's a good little stone to have. And then you can, once you understand what you need to release, then you can move on from, past painful experiences. You can release them and let them go. So it's a nice little stone to have. And any of these also can be used as pendulums for yes, no. So if you guys would like to have one, let me know. Unakite, rose quartz, or the pendulum shape, whichever one you'd like. $24, and that's with shipping. So I think that's a good deal for you guys. Like I said, I intended to do more readings, but I can't do them. I just can't. So I'm pushing my crystals. because that doesn't take very much energy for me to just, make the label and send them to you guys. But thank you so much for all your support and helping me. I really appreciate all the prayers and everything that everybody, all the tips and everything that everybody has sent. I really appreciate it. It's a really hard time for our family. I wish I could say more. There's so much more, you guys, and there always is. There's quite a story with my mother. We've had, lots of difficulties. All of her children. She has 5 children supporting her and taking care of her, y'all. She's got 4 girls and 1 boy, and we're all there helping her out. So she's very, very blessed. Anyway, one day I'll tell the whole story. One of these days. There's a lot to it. I think we could write a book and even make a movie out of the story that of her children and our childhood. It's crazy. It is crazy, but and interesting. One day, maybe one day, we'll all get together and tell our stories, all her children. All right, guys, thank you for your support and love. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful 4th of July. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. And I will talk to y'all again soon. Bye for now. Love you guys.